Thank you so much for joining me, talking about the 5 phases of post-traumatic growth, and in reference to education, creating that capacity to regain control of your thoughts. And we got to educate ourselves pertaining to post-traumatic growth. How does that help us to be able to do that, right? And then you got your regulations pertaining to practices, exercises, things that will create that capacity for you to be able to respond versus react. Whether it's reading a book, journaling, listening to positive music, cooking, gardening, all these things that are able to give you a minute to take a break, take a knee, and think about what you're going to do before you do it. And then you got your disclosure. Those rocks that we carry in our rucksack may have been a traumatic event or something that happened to us. We don't want to let it out or tell anyone about it. So secrets that we keep within ourselves. And those rocks that we carry are heavy. So we talk about disclosure. And when we let those share that with others, allow us to sit in the mud with each other and have those conversations between both of us, because obviously disclosure requires trust. And if you could trust me to be able to share these things with me, and to know that I will not share those with anyone else, and understand that that's your story to tell, which goes into the next phase, is story. Sharing your story, where you're from, where you came from, whether it's just a story about a successful outcome or a failure. Those are your stories to share. And that's what we talk about, stories. And then we go into service. Once you've educated yourself, you got some regulations, you got some understanding of how disclosure helps to walk with your head up high, not carrying those rocks, heavy rocks. And then your story, sharing your story, you now understand how to serve not just your country, your community, your family, or yourself, but you being the first one. Because throughout my life, I always focused on others first. It wasn't about me. However, now in my life, I need to, and in any phase of my life, I need to understand that I need to focus on me first. And if I do that, I'm able to create that capacity within myself. I'm able to take care of myself, because we can't take care of others if we don't know how to take care of ourselves first. So we need to understand what self-care looks like. Therefore, when we talk about self-care, it's caring for oneself in order to be able to help others and serve yourself first, then your family, then your community, and then if you wish to do so, serve your country in whether it's a political way or serving in the military. So self-care, right? So Dr. Tedeschi and Dr. Calhoun, what they found out, that once you understand these phases and you go through these phases and you gain trust and connections, what happens is something manifests. It's these 5 domains. And these 5 domains consisted of, first, new possibilities. Things that you never would have thought possible. Creating that capacity within yourself. Not only that, when you share your story with others, that gains that trust. And then the new possibilities start occurring. The things that you thought that were not possible become possible. Possibly a relationship that you thought that you could never fix or put together, or even an event that you never thought possible. Disclosing with someone, who's to say you share the same story with someone else? And when you start sharing and you start disclosing, you start sharing your story, you realize that you're not alone. And then these new possibilities happen. And then you go into appreciation for life. You start appreciating life more. Understanding the small things matter, not just the big ones. Those little things right there matter. It's what builds us. It's what progresses us to get to the top. And then you have your personal strength. Understanding that I went through all that. I'm stronger than I thought. I disclosed. I shared my story. I never thought I would do that. And then you got deeper relationships. Understanding that creating deeper relationship with others, you start fostering relationships with one another. You start building relationships based off of sharing things with each other, being able to have the capacity to respond versus react. Understanding that if I walk in through that door with an angry face, I'm going to start influencing others. But if I walk in there with a smiling face and saying hi to everyone, that's going to influence the environment. It's going to amplify outward with positivity. The next thing is spiritual and existential change. Perspective starts shifting. We start realizing that I can do this. I do have a purpose in life. Now I know what to do. For me, it was all these 5 phases: education, regulation, disclosure, story, service, understanding that trust and connection. I understood now what I needed to do. I gained that spiritual and existential change in reference to, you know what? I have a purpose in life now. To help others like you. To be out there and share this thing called post-traumatic growth to the world. And that's what I'm doing. I didn't have that in my life in the past. I didn't know what I was going to do. So I realized that service is ingrained in me. And not only is it ingrained in me, but I wanted to serve my brothers and sisters. And now I just want to serve humanity. So that's what we talk about, spiritual and existential change. Everything that I just mentioned right now, you know, it requires practice, consistency. And when we talk about practice and consistency, we talk about repetition, right? Repetition is something, in order for us to gain a new skill set, we need to repetitiously practice and be consistent with it. The skills that we learn tend to be based off of that effort that we put into. For 30 years, I had no idea how to play guitar. I would pick up the guitar and I would put it down, pick it up, put it down. Every other year, I would do so. And finally, about a few months ago, I was around individuals that played guitar. And they played guitar over and over and over. And I would just be seeing them, watching them, and it inspired me. I wanted to play guitar because that's what I wanted to do. However, I always say that I can't play guitar. I don't have the capacity or the skill set or the talent to be able to play guitar and then sing lyrics simultaneously. Singing and playing guitar was not in my cards. That's so I thought, right? So one day I started playing guitar and I started hearing the 3 chords that I would play: the C, the D, and the G. And those were the 3 chords that I would play over and over. And I would hear some type of rhythm, but still messing up all the time. So there was a song that I loved, and it was The Wedding Singer. You know, Growing Old With You, the Adam Sandler Wedding Singer. Man, I love that song so much that I would jump on YouTube and watch the lyrics and just watch the song over and play it over and over. And finally I decided to, you know what, let me learn this song. This was before I started gaining my skill sets with a guitar, and I memorized the song. When we came to playing the guitar and the strings, the 3 chords, I was like, well, let me check something out. Let me put these chords and these lyrics together and see what comes out of it. All right, so here we go. I wanna make you smile whenever you're sad. Carry around when your arthritis is better. All I wanna do, grow old with you. Get your medicine, your tummy aches. Build you a fire when the furnace breaks. All I wanna do, grow old with you. So that happened, and it was like breaking through the ceiling, and I had no idea that I was just at awe, like, whoa. And at that point I was just, it was like new possibilities occurred. I had not only gained a new possibility of playing guitar, but I've also had a new regulation, because before I would play guitar, I would just pick it up, and I mean, when I would put it down, it was getting boring, because even though I was trying to practice over and over, it was boring to practice. I just didn't enjoy not, I mean, I guess I wasn't enjoying failure, right? I wasn't enjoying the sounds that I was making. I was just messing up, and that's what we talk about when we in the beginning, where we're going through anything in life. We want to do good. We want to hurry up. We're so impatient to be good at what we do. However, there's a phase of progression. I mean, you have to first learn some things. You first have to gain that. You got to start from 0, right, in order to get to 10. And for me, when I did this May 23rd this year, I played over and over that Wedding Singer. It just went from practicing to playing guitar. I was at a different phase, I broke through that ceiling, like I said, and I got passionate, and I just, every night every single moment that I got a chance, I was playing the guitar and playing that song over and over, and it turned into a passion. So I started off with just, again, grabbing the guitar, putting it down, and I really did want to play guitar. I had dreams that I would be playing guitar in front of a campfire, and I would watch people do so, and I would be somewhat a little bit envious of them, because I wanted to do that. However, now it's like I could do that, and here in my mind I never thought that I could. So new possibilities, right? It's amazing what you could do if you put effort into what you want to do. So right, so with that said, I went into the next thing that I wanted to do was write my own song. So I wrote a song for my wife. This one has 4 chords. Here we go. Every time I went away, you had to say okay. Every time I had to fly, we had to say goodbye. You say everything will be alright, everything will be just fine. Then you run to my arms with whispered love and goodbye. Run to my arms with a whispered love and goodbye. Every time I look at you, I think of you at 22. Every time you look at me, you make me feel like 23. You say everything will be alright, everything will be just fine. And you run to my arms with a whispered love goodbye. Run to my arms with a whispered love and goodbye. Distance tried to pull me down, but your whispers turned it all around. Through thunder and the rain, you still find the words to say. You run to my arms with a whisper of words that you're mine. You run to my arms with a whisper of words that you're mine. Yeah, so I wrote that song. And it's dedication to her. You know, when I was in the military, she had to put up with a lot. You know, I deployed many times. I went out and trained for many training events lasting a month long, sometimes 6 months long, and she had to be independent, and I wasn't there. So, but she always would say everything will be all right. Everything will be just fine. So now I had a few songs, right? I was like, well, here we go. So for all you personnel out there that sang cadences or were in the military, here's to you. Let's go ahead, play some cadence call. A little bit of Texas Rattlesnake with this one. C-130 rolling down the strip, 64 troopers on a one-way trip. Mission stop, secret destination unknown. Don't even know if we're ever coming home. Stand up, hook up, shuffle to the door. Jump right out and count to 4. If that main don't open wide, I got a reaper by my side. If that one should fail me too, look out below, I'm coming through. If I should die in the old drop zone, box me up and ship me home. Pin my medals upon my chest, tell my mom I've done my best. A1 Mike on the ground, there's a 5 mission coming down. FDC, this is OP left. Sugar, use a little silent death. I got enemy troops, they're coming my way. Send AG and make it delay. I had a named dog, his name was Blue. Blue wanna be in the infantry too. Took away his meals, took away his shop. For a little motivation, hit by a while. Went to the mess on his knees. Said mess on, please. Mess on said with a big old grin. You wanna be him, you gotta be thin. Used to drive a Cadillac, now I wear it on my back. I used to wear some faded jeans, now I'm wearing army green. I used to drive a Cadillac, now I wear it on my back. I used to eat at Mickey D's, now I'm eating MRE. Tiny bubbles in my beer makes me happy, makes me cheer. Your left, your right, your left, your right aside, your left, your right, your left. You're standing tall and you're looking good. You ought to be in Hollywood. You're standing tall and we're looking good. You ought to be in Hollywood. Alright, so that was Cadence Call. The next song I wrote, this was a patriotic song. And I wrote this patriotic song based off of a artist that I, am a big fan of, and that is Johnny Cash. I want to add a little bit of storytelling here about a flag that we all love. It's the American flag. So here we go. My friends come from towns, they come from the city, or even in places that are so damn pretty. However, let me say this right off the bat, this song is about us, it's about that flag. Good old glory when the stars and stripes, good old glory flag begins a long time ago, and then it manifested to what we now know. It started way back when the buffaloes roamed, when people raise their hands to what we call home. A piece of thread that waves so high always waves at me as I pass right on by. Good old glory with the stars and stripes. Good old glory is why we fight. Let freedom ring across the land. Let freedom ring for where we stand. From the Blue Ridge Mountains on the eastern lands to the plains of Texas where the Alamo stands, to the coastal lines from the east to the west, to the farmers with their families that stand up to the test. Eagles and war cries across the land, ancients with a fist ready to stand. The stars and stripes are ready to fight, so give it a reason to charge its knife. 'Cause I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. Good old glory with the stars and stripes. Good old glory is why we fight. Let freedom ring across the land. Let freedom ring for what we stand. 'Cause I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave their right to me. Good old glory with the stars and stripes. Good old glory is why we fight. Let freedom ring across the land. Let freedom ring for what we stand. Here I go once again, playing my guitar around my friends. Here we go, we're at it again. Another dancing week. Well, that's the end. Alright, so that was Good Old Glory. Wrote that song. I was excited about playing that song for sure. And I enjoy that one too. I mean, I enjoy all my songs. I really enjoy all my songs. So, and again, you know, just putting in repetitions. Every night I kind of tend to have my own little concert at home and practice. And you know, I talk about practicing, but I'm just playing guitar and just enjoying it, practicing in a way without intentionality, just understanding that I enjoy it, and slowly I'm progressing without even thinking. I'm progressing, and sometimes we have to take a step back, we gotta take a knee and realize how much we're doing, because sometimes we don't believe in ourselves. Sometimes we think about, like, you know, what am I doing? Like, I'm not doing anything. But in reality, you are. You're actually doing stuff. And if you put effort into things, whether you go out there into your community and have conversations with them, whether you're playing a guitar, whether you're writing something on a diary or a journal, you're doing something. Because believe it or not, you know, a journal to me, anything like podcasting, journaling, recording yourself, posting on Facebook, all these things, they're capsules. You're capturing a moment in time. And I challenge everyone out there that's listening to this, I challenge you to look back at all your Facebook posts or whatever social media or LinkedIn, anything that you've posted about your thoughts or something. Just go back a few years and consolidate all those posts. I guarantee you might have a book in the making. So again, just think about those things. We're always doing things, And we sometimes think that we're not doing things, but we are. We just got to take a knee and reflect upon, not to live in the past, not to reside in the past, but to just explore the things that you've done. And not just that, to be proud of yourself, to be proud of where you're at, because we all are successful individuals. We have a hot streak in life because we're here right now. You know, in my age right now, I got a good hot streak right now going on, right? I survived deployments. I survived my childhood. I survived all these things, and I'm still here. So I got a hot streak in life, and I'm going to continue on that hot streak. And I appreciate you being here. Really do. Thank you so much for being here and watching me play my guitar. And I hope you gain any type of insight in reference to what I've been covering. So yeah, so that is the journey. That is my journey to this progressing with this guitar. We need to put effort into the things that we want, right? Sometimes we will never know what we can do if we don't put effort. I remember hearing this quote saying the greatest inventions and ideas can be found in a graveyard, because people never put effort into them and they took it with them. So with that said, if you have an idea, all it requires is effort, energy, and taking that risk. You know, sometimes we may be afraid of doing something, like right now, right? I mean, creating this live feed. You know, we all know there's judgment is out there. However, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to put myself out here and in order to help others. And something I may say may resonate with you, and for me to hold that to myself based off of thinking of what those individuals that are struggling in their mindset, not being curious in reference to where others are coming from. I'm not gonna let them stop me from trying to share mindful, insightful stuff that I've gained in life. That is what's motivating me to understand that there are people out there, and I want to help them. Again, I've learned that it starts with me first. It starts with me taking care of myself, and it starts with self-care. So thank you everyone for joining me. I appreciate y'all. I really do. I am so grateful for y'all to be part of my life. And until next time, this is Dan signing off. This is Strive to Thrive, guys. Catch you on the flip side.